The 76ers lost last night, again, in embarrassing fashion to the Atlanta Hawks. And I believe that we'll look at that game as the game Doc Rivers got fired. Let's talk about it. What's up, YouTube, and welcome back to the Sixers Breakroom. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you guys subscribe. Do it right now. And, of course, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Both are at Sixers Breakroom. Let's talk about the game last night. Last night was another game with poor effort defensively, poor execution offensively, zero identity. The starters laid an egg. Tyrese Maxey struggled. Joel Embiid just seems lazy and to really not care. I don't care what his stat line says. It was just another game where across the board we just did not look like a team that was ready or willing to compete. It was just an embarrassing brand of basketball. Like, even without James Harden, there's no way you have Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris, and Joel Embiid on the floor, and you can't find a way to generate easy looks. You can't find a way to get guys opportunities to score the basketball. But instead, we run no false actions. We run sets, but they're few and far in between. We actually do run sets. We actually look pretty decent. But like I said, they're way too far and few in between. All we do is we roll the ball out and we play pickup basketball. We set a high pick and roll at the top. We let the other three guys just stand around watching the ball, and we hope that somebody can make something happen on a driving kick. It's just lazy and it's not effective. Forget like boring, whatever, but it's just not effective, man. We're not generating any easy offense. Now, I just made a video yesterday where I said that the number one issue with this team, the number one thing that this team needed was some level of consistency, some consistent defensive effort, some consistent offensive philosophy. And we still are not seeing that. Just a couple of days ago, we go against one of the best teams in the Western Conference, the Phoenix Suns. We hold them to 88 points, and we win a game pretty convincingly. Like, they cut it at one point, but that game was never really in doubt. And then just a few days later, we play the Atlanta Hawks, and we look like we're sleepwalking. Like, there was just no consistency with this team. And that falls on Doc Rivers. Now, I have said time and time again, I said it here on YouTube, I said it over on Twitter, once again, follow me at Sixers Breakroom, that Doc Rivers is a part of the problem, but he's not the problem. He's not the only problem. He might not even be the biggest problem, but he's the easiest problem to solve. Joel Embiid is not going to get in shape overnight. Tyrese Maxey is clearly without James Harden. He's not ready to be the number 2 option on offense. But that's not going to happen overnight. That's going to take time. He's only in his 3rd year. Tobias Harris is a pro's pro, but you're not going to all of a sudden get Tobias Harris scoring 20 and 22 a game if he's not becoming more of a focal point of offense and sets are being run for him. The reality is the easiest and quickest thing to change is the head coach. We see it all the time in pro sports. It's the easy move. And the last thing that I have to talk about, I would be remiss if I did not bring up the fact that our starters last night played so poorly that we're down 20 points with about 4 or 5 minutes left. So out of reach that Doc Rivers decided that he was going to sit the starters the rest of the game. He was throwing in the towel, waving the white flag. Let's pull the starters out. Let's put the backups in. Our backups actually go on a run, and they cut it to 8. And with a minute 30 left, you put the starters back in? That is the most boneheaded decision that I've seen in a very long time for 2 reasons. Number one, the backups got you there. The backups got you there. Why not think big picture and say, you know what, let's show these role players, let's show the guys coming off the bench that if you perform and you play well, you will be given more opportunities. They came in, they performed, they played well, they brought it to within 8, and were we going to win that game? Probably not, but they put us within striking distance, and then you take them out to put the starters back in? Like, why, if I'm a role player, am I going to think, oh, if I come out here and I do my job, I'm going to get more opportunities when Doc Rivers does something like that? And number 2, the fact that we're probably not going to win that game no matter what. Down 8 with a minute 30 left. It's not impossible, but it's highly unlikely. Why put the starters back in and risk injury? We know Joel Embiid falls damn near every time he touches the ball. What if Joel Embiid would have got injured in that last minute 30 when the game was pretty much out of reach anyway? What if Tyrese Maxey would have rolled an ankle? What if Tobias Harris would have pulled a hamstring or something? Now you're setting us back even further from being full and whole and healthy with our whole lineup. Like, it was so dumb. It was so ridiculous. And this is coming from a guy who I've defended Doc all year long because, again, I've said I think he's part of the problem, but he's not the problem. But that is inexcusable, indefensible. It was dumb. It was reckless, and it just made no damn sense. But hey, that's just my opinion. I think if Doc Rivers doesn't turn this thing around and turn it around fast, he's out. And I think that game against the Hawks will be the moment that Daryl Morey was like, you know what? He might not be the guy. I want to hear from you guys, so sound off in the comment section below. If you like the video, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Both are at Sixers Breakroom. And I'm going to see you guys on the next one, hopefully with the Sixers playing some better basketball, because god damn is it bad. Peace.